All right. Hello, Melissa. I'm so very grateful that you decided to do this little interview with me today. And just to get the ball rolling, I would like for you to share who you are, where you're from, where you're at, and some of the modalities that you currently offer.
I'm happy to be here. So I'm Melissa, and I am based out of Canada, just an hour north of Toronto, in a small little town. I have been a registered massage therapist for over 10 years, and I work out of like multidisciplinary clinic in my town. And I also do Reiki and spinal energetics now. And so I'm kind of trying to blend all of that because I've been in healthcare and the like holistic wellness kind of community. So I'm branching out into just adding more more to it. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. And so, what is it that drew you into spinal energetics?
Oh, my like woo-woo spiritual side, I guess. Um, so it's interesting. It's actually massage that drew me into it. Massage and like spirituality. So like 2020, I kind of went through my own little like early midlife crisis. It's like COVID, baby, things are shutting down, and then it's like, who am I? Why am I here? Those kinds of things. So, ask and you shall receive. And I kind of like tap fell into my life, and I was looking for like a spiritual practice to like bring me back home to myself. So I really kind of dived into Kundalini activation, learned from my teacher, and just kind of opened up to all this like energetics and like self healing. And I'm like, this is amazing. I have to do this. This is the coolest stuff ever. And it just, at the time, seemed out of reach. It was COVID, the course was in Costa Rica, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I have a baby at home. So I'm like, I was just like, I really want to bring this into my practice because I want to bring in something more than just hands-on massage therapy. Because in like 10 years of working with people and also having a Reiki background, I realized that like emotions are stored in our tissue. Like I'd say like most massage therapists are also like a therapist. So when I like talk to my clients that I've had for a really long time, like I would notice these trends of when there's chronic stress or acute stress, they would hold tension and really like common patterns. And when there was like high emotion too, there was also patterns of where that was held. And just studying the chakra system, um, studying Reiki, I started like putting this all together that I'm like, I could help people so much more if I could blend my knowledge of muscles, tissue, and massage with something more spiritual, and really getting to the heart of like emotions that are stored in the body. And I didn't know if like CAP was going to do that, but I kind of just threw that out to the universe. And then I see on Instagram spinal. I'm like, what is this crazy stuff done on a table? And it was just like it found me. And I love that it was practitioner based. It was a chiro who created it. There's assessments. It's really working with the spine, the muscles, the fascia, the tissue. So it was like so up my alley because I'm really, I like the science of it mixed with the spiritual. And it was something that I could adapt to my clients today. So I was like 1,000% all in. How do I get to Australia? Because she wasn't coming to Canada anytime soon. But then I left it on like the back burner for about a year. And then she offered online. So that was like way more doable. So I took the course online with a friend. And then she miraculously came to Canada for the first time. So I jumped to be there live to meet everybody. And yeah, it was just, it called my name. So I signed up.
You just did the
I
thing. I like it. I like
just,
it. So then,
the signs were all there.
yeah, green lights all the way. I love when that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so what was your first personal session like with spinal energetics? Was it something that you did in person, online? What was that like?
Yeah. So I didn't know anybody here in Ontario, like after I realized there was some, because there's only 500 practitioners worldwide, and most of them are based in Australia. So when I realized, like when I found Spinal on Insta, I was looking for anybody in Canada. So I went to their website and I looked at their directory, and one of the first people who graduated was a chiropractor named Jenna Jones in New Brunswick. She's fantastic. And I reached out to her to find out how the course was and what she's doing with it. And she did an online session for me. And I was like, I'm like, let's see how this is, right? And it was amazing. I was just, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, this is for me. I could feel it. And I really like when a chiro does it, it really feels like it's a chiro giving you an adjustment on a table from far away. So yeah, it started with her, and then I found more people like in my area that I could visit in person too.
Nice. Nice. So, what were some of the effects and changes that you noticed, um, be it like immediately or a little bit after, that was just like personal experiences for you, or maybe even the impact it had on those around you?
So first, it was very physical. So what I love about it was that it really worked on like all I can explain it as like with like is like a fascial stretch. So like deep internal stretching. And then with that stretching, you're getting like cracks and releases like you would with a chiro. And I'm honestly not a fan of like traditional chiro. Like it freaks me out. But when it's your own body moving in a way to adjust itself, it just feels like natural. So initially it was more on the physical. And then as I explored it more and connected with different people, yeah, we got into some emotional stuff. And it just surprised me every single time when a practitioner would work on me and I would feel instant anger or instant sadness and grief as they activated and found certain spots in my spine. And it, yeah. Um, so it was cathartic, like emotional catharsis, physical release, and integration was sometimes rough. But as I've been doing it more and more, I find it's quicker and quicker. Um, yeah, sometimes the only way out is through. And I was like already kind of mentally ready to like meet the challenge to
Yeah.
keep going deeper through the layers of the gunk to get to the other side.
I love that you mentioned that, like, especially with integration, sometimes like it's not sunshine and rainbows. Like sometimes it is, it's work that you're having
Yeah,
to put into it, and a conscious like effort and decision to like stick it through and see it to the end. Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Especially if like my goal was very clear of like I just want to know myself. I know parts of myself that need to be looked at, parts of myself that need to be healed. So, yeah, even though I knew some of the stuff would feel yucky in the moment, I made that commitment to myself back in 2020 that I'm going to keep going no matter what. So, um, I think that commitment to yourself, putting yourself on the list is like the biggest thing when it comes to self-discovery, self-work, right? And it's like it's a life. It's like your lifetime. Like it doesn't just happen overnight, right? But it does
Right.
get easier, that's for sure.
Right. So even though it was so difficult, like what was it that kept you coming back aside from that commitment you made to self, right?
The growth, it was like layers of an onion. You just keep going deeper. And it's interesting because you you go deeper and you start to realize like you don't need to have stories attached to what's being released. But it's like you stand away from yourself and you just watch how amazing the body is. So it's made me have more of an appreciation for my body and how intelligent it is. Um, it's made me it is like that self-awareness piece. Just coming back to your body and knowing and trusting that like it knows what to do when you get out of the way, when your head gets out of the way, when your ego gets out of the way. Um, yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. I totally understand. It amazes me every time I have a session. I just like lean into that voice of my body, um,
Mm,
and what it is that it allows for me to do, the shapes that it's able to create for me, and the releases that happen from it. So yeah,
yeah,
100%,
definitely.
totally agree. And if you could describe spinal energetics, just one word,
Oh,
what would that be?
one word. Um, transformative. Yeah,
Yeah, right,
definitely.
right.
Yeah.
I always feel like
Yeah.
the person you are when you first get on the table is not the person you are when you get off the table. Like
Yeah.
there's,
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you become a more integrated you, not like you change. I also feel like we have all run around with a really dysregulated nervous system that we're just so used to. And the more I do it, the more I can come back to neutral quicker. So I do feel my nervous system being able to hold more capacity, having more flexibility so that
Mhm.
I'm not at the edges all the time, that I can come back to neutral. And that's what I've noticed with consistent spinal is that in moments of high stress or, all the things of life, um, this work allows me, it's like a workout for your your entire system. And
Mhm.
like in real life, when you're going out there, it allows you to have way more capacity to handle more, um, without shutting down or without, you know, freaking out. So um, that's one of the biggest things that I think is so valuable for everybody because, yeah, we could all be calmer and more neutral, right?
Right. A little less reactive.
A little
Yeah.
less reactive.
We could
Yeah.
all benefit from that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Melissa, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to have a little chat with me. If you'd like to maybe like mention your handles or your website or where people can find you, and then do you offer in person and online?
Yeah. So my Instagram is at Spinal Energetics underscore with Melissa. And I don't have a website, but I have a link tree with all my information on there of how people can book. I do offer in person at my clinic and I offer online as well. Yeah, I just love doing this work. I think all of us like practitioners, like we do the work, we get the work, and we just know how impactful it is. So I don't know, my mission is to help as many as possible and be able to like just bring people back home to themselves and appreciate their bodies. I just don't think we do enough, like especially women, we put ourselves on the bottom of the list. I'm in the whole mother, like two kids,
Yeah.
husband, work, dogs, and I see it all the time. And so it's like I'll see moms and even dads, and I'm just like, where are you on that list, right? And this work is really putting yourself on the list. And yeah, I'm just so honored to do it, as I know you are as well. And I appreciate the community, like the the whole group in like Australia, Dr. Sarah Jane, all her teachers, our whole entire practitioner like group are like the most amazing people. Everybody wants to see everybody succeed. Everybody wants to see everybody do well and work with each other and grow. So it's just a really authentic, genuine group of
Mhm.
people who just want to help others. And so I'm so honored and happy to be part of it. And I get to meet, like, I've met you and so many other people that are just wonderful. So yeah, I'm honored to do the work. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram. All my stuff is there, even like links to my website, my work website as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, um, again, thank you so very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya. Thank you.